This is the third topic in the Trobe University Career Ready module on preparing for work placement. It provides information on professional etiquette and communication in the workplace. Workplace etiquette has certainly evolved with the advance of social media, but the basic principles of courtesy and respect are still relevant today. By displaying these fundamental principles, you are demonstrating that you're professional and considerate of your work colleagues. Though these topics are not new to many of you, unfortunately, these are just some of the concerns and complaints that placement supervisors and employers have of their new recruits. So let's take the time to review them here. Open plan floor designs are the norm in modern office spaces, with office space being shared by many people and many desks. Respecting people's workspaces is always important. Spreading yourself across 2 desks, taking someone else's chair, or not asking to borrow someone's stationery may seem trivial matters, but in work areas with open planning, it could be very harmful to working relationships. Working in an open-planned environment also means that you should be mindful of volume control. One loud person could interrupt other people's workflow and concentration. Remember that when you're on the phone, everyone can hear your conversation, particularly in shared workspaces, and colleagues don't necessarily want to hear about your social life or what you're planning for dinner. It's also good etiquette to keep your mobile phone on silent. Loud ringtones can be extremely annoying, and if you need to take or make a personal call, take it out of the office space. You may have a fantastic idea or a burning question and you really need to share it with your employer or placement supervisor now. Barging into their office unannounced, without knocking, or interrupting a conversation they might be having with someone else is considered extremely rude. If you really need to interrupt a conversation, a simple "excuse me" or "may I talk to you when it's convenient" acknowledges the person's time and space. Most office spaces have a small kitchen where staff can either store or prepare their food for the day. The kitchens are usually equipped with a fridge, a microwave, maybe a toaster and a dishwasher, perhaps even a seating area to have your lunch. Some offices have a roster where staff are rostered on to make sure that the kitchen is clean and tidy. The rule of thumb, however, is always to clean up after yourself. Don't leave your cups or plates in the sink for someone else to clean. If you're bringing food into work, be considerate of others in regards to odours. Your garlic toast or cabbage broth may be your favourite meal, but your colleagues may not share your enthusiasm. Taking up too much space in the refrigerator or taking someone else's food is also considered bad kitchen etiquette. Apart from the traditional verbal and non-verbal communication, there are a number of other ways we communicate at work, through emails, Facebook, Instagram and Yammer. This has added a new dimension to the way we communicate, along with acceptable and unacceptable work behaviours. With our mobile devices being just that, mobile, it's never been easier to communicate. Easy access, however, leads many to assume that they can update their personal Facebook status, send a tweet or text message whenever and wherever they like. This is true in your own personal time, but not on company time. Updating your social status when someone is talking to you, or spending the majority of your work time on personal emails or Facebook is a huge no-no, and is looked upon negatively by many employers. Demonstrating appropriate workplace etiquette in the way we use social media is an important professional skill. There are some general rules when using social media at work to communicate, and the underlying principle is always to respect your colleagues and the recipients of your message. The general rules to follow include abiding by company policies on social media, maintaining a level of professionalism, not spreading rumours or malicious gossip, and not discussing private company business. Sending and receiving emails is just another way we communicate at work, and you are bound to send and receive lots of emails. Although the workplace could be informal, when sending emails it's important to remain formal and professional, and this will help in avoiding any misunderstandings or ambiguities. Always use a professional email address when sending work emails, and try to avoid abbreviating words or using everyday expressions like "Hiya, how you going?" and the use of humour in your emails. You must remember that the person or group of people you are sending the email to may not know you nor understand your sense of humour, which may be lost if the tone of the email is not right. Forwarding on jokes or funny images, particularly if they're sexist or denigrating to work colleagues, for example, could be considered inappropriate nor welcomed. Many companies have social media policies which dictate on what is appropriate or inappropriate email content. It's always a good idea to discuss this with your supervisor if you're unclear. With the rise of smartphones and iPads, many employees are often multitasking. This is a great skill, but when is it inappropriate to multitask? Bringing along your iPad or smartphone to a meeting, for example, may be necessary if you're expecting an important email or phone call. You may even be using your device to take notes for the meeting. However, it's considered quite rude if you're spending your time checking and responding to your emails or your Facebook page while the meeting is in place. This shows a level of disinterest and disrespect. If you really need to use your electronic device in a meeting, let others know why. And certainly if you have to answer a phone call, take the conversation out of the meeting space. In summary, by actively respecting personal workspaces, using appropriate office etiquette, and using appropriate social media etiquette when communicating, you're demonstrating professional etiquette and respect towards your fellow colleagues.